So I am down here in Paguera today and I'm on the far side of Palmira beach. So in this video we're going to take a walk up into Paguera Resort. I'm filming this at lunchtime. We're going to see if we can spot any fantastic lunchtime deals which may tempt you in on your holiday. We're also going to head on down along Tora Beach, Grand Tora Beach, and over towards Playa Romana too. But before we leave here, let's quickly turn the camera around. So I'm going to show you how absolutely gorgeous Paguera is today. And if you want to explore the beaches in more detail and you want to find out more about them, I've just filmed a video. I'll drop a link to that in the description text below. So for now, let's turn the camera around. Let's go and check it out. And just look at the views across Palmira Beach today. I mean, it's absolutely beautiful. It's absolutely stunning. Okay, so let's head away from Palmira Beach. We're going to take the easy access route into the town centre, which you can find on the far side of Palmira Beach. The other access routes into the town centre are a little bit more steep, but this is definitely the way to go. Okay, so we are going to have a quick look at the very first beachside restaurant here. Look, French fries with an escalope, €13.90. Homemade lasagna, €13.90. Can we do better than that though? I do see an Irish flag flying right outside this beer garden. There's a German menu there too. Now the problem is that I don't understand German. I speak very few German words, so I'm hoping we should find menus here in Spanish, which I can translate for you. And in fact, I do think that most of the restaurants do have to put their menus into Spanish, but let's see how we go today. So as we leave the beach today, we're just coming out into the centre of the resort. If I look to my right hand side in the direction of the traffic, we're going to find absolutely lots of restaurants, but let's just take a little walk to our left here. Now I am walking in the direction of the Peguera market, which is held every Tuesday morning from around 8:30ish until around 1:30ish. So if you are staying in this area, do pop along to that. You can quite easily get the bus down here actually from Santa Ponsa, Palma Nova, Magaluf to just stop off in the resort. So it's quite a nice place to come for a day out or just to pop down for lunch too. So I am looking for some menu del dias here. A menu del dia over here in Mallorca, it's a set menu. You have it at lunchtime. If you're here on the budget, it could actually keep you going for the rest of the day. You get normally a starter, a main course, a dessert and a drink for one set price. Let's see if we have any today. So we're passing a few restaurants on the way up, but on my left hand side here we've got loads of shops, tons and tons of shops, but no menu del dias just yet. But I am seeing plenty of gelato shops here. Look, one scoop of ice cream is €2.60. It's a lot cheaper than you'll find up in other areas of the islands. But look, this is a shame that the little Greek restaurant that used to be here hasn't opened this summer. They've vacated the space. I wonder if we'll find it open somewhere else in the resort. It's always nice to have a few choices of food down here. And same goes for the restaurant next door as well. This is called Mona's. That's also closed down. This wasn't the kind of news I wanted to bring you today. Goodness. A little bit disappointing over here and quite sad too. Just coming up past the little bar here. They do some the dulce y salado. So a kind of tasting, a wine tasting offer going on there. Let's have a little look up the top here. So I'm just coming up past one of these like vintage or retro shops where you can dress up and get your photo taken, but also something else very sad in there too. That is also for rent. Look, it looks like they're getting rid of the business too. And not only that, look, the bar next door as well. This is also, is this closed down or is it just closed down for the day? It's a little bit hard to tell actually. Oh no, it's open from 7 o'clock. Phew, thank goodness for that. This bar is open. I was beginning to wonder what's going on over here in Pagera. So that's a really important note to make. Not all the bars are going to be open all the time. And some bars and restaurants are only open during the evenings. Okay, so we've just come up to the area where we've got the market. Just to let you know as well, for regulars coming over here, we've got some supermarkets just up here. We've got the Lidl supermarket, Juroski supermarket, and there was a Mercadona. Mercadona has now closed down and it hasn't yet been replaced. But anyway, we'll head back up here on market day. We'll come and check out the market at some point this summer. So subscribe to the channel if you want to catch that video. So just coming down past the Senor Tapas restaurant, can't see any sign of a menu del dia. Do you not get menu del dias over here in Pagera? You certainly do over in Palma City and in many of the other resorts, but I'm struggling to find one here. Let's keep going. Look, I'll tell you what, we may not have found a menu del dia, but I've found what is possibly the cheapest ice cream in Mallorca for summer 2025. One bowl of ice cream is €2 and just €1 for children. Look, let's have a quick look. If you don't believe me, there you go. And pretty much next door, we've got our first menu del dia over here in Pagera for this summer, €15.90. And let's see if we can understand what's on the menu. Let's just have a look at the other side of the board. Look, you can practice your Spanish here, look. Starters, you've got everything from bruschetta. It looks like it's quite Italian actually. Tomato mozzarella, you've got escalopes, pasta dishes, pizzas, lasagna. And I'm outside let me just have a quick look at the name of the restaurant, La Terraza. So that's our first menu del dia for the day. That'll probably pretty much fill you up for the rest of the day. I don't think you need to have dinner after that. So let's pick out a few other places. Oh, I love this, look. Look at this, look, we've got the British flag here. Can't see a menu del dia, but they do have a variety of, say more like touristy food. Just taking a look, and Mexican food, pizzas, pastas, that kind of thing. Paella here is €20 per person. Look, you've got some apple strudel, cherry strudel, yum yum, looks very nice. How authentic those paellas that will be in these restaurants here, I'm not so sure. I would recommend, if you want a really nice authentic paella, to maybe get the bus down to Andrach Port or to Camp de Mar, a little bit down the coast. You always know if your paella isn't authentic if they bring it out in a pre-made dish and it comes out very quickly as well. But anyway, that's maybe a subject for another video. So I do see what looks like another menu. It's not a menu. It's just lots of food written in German, which once again I can't understand. Can't understand it. Should really put these signs out in Spanish too. Anyway. So we're just coming up towards the Italia. Can't see any sign of a menu del dia either, but they are advertising what looks like some nice Spanish food and some snacky food like baguettes too. They do have some sea views from there. And I think we see a dish of the day here. It's all written in German. You'll have to pause the video to catch this one. So it's quite sad to say that you may well get the worst menu del dias over here in Worstland. They do have menus that you can pick up. Let's have a quick look. And that's just to give you a quick idea. Oh my goodness, so not the Spanish food that you may expect over here in the resorts. Anyway, let's keep going. Let's see if we can find any other great value down here today. It's just outside the Maria Eugenia. So not a menu del dia, but a little offer. Look, you've got a plate of sardines with salad for €10.50. And outside of this Italian here, look, I suspect that this is a menu del dia. Let me know if I'm correct. €15.90. Just coming up past the very grand Villamil Hotel. I'm standing in the shade. I'm sorry I can't get around to all of the restaurants today, but I'm a little bit disappointed in the lack of traditional food here. It's very, very Italian-based food, very much tourist food down here in Pagera. If you've had a fantastic dining experience, let me know in the comments, and actually we'll keep on walking and I'll show you my favourite restaurant here in Pagera, which serves some wonderful Spanish food. Not sure if they're going to do a menu del dia though, because it could be that they're one of the main Spanish restaurants in the heart of the resort. And across the road you can see that we're coming up to La Tasca. Let's go and check it out. Well, they may not do a menu del dia, but they've got a tapas del dia. Special offer on tapas. Dishes are between €6 and €9. And if you want to see my food review from here, which I filmed last summer, I shall drop that in the description text below this video. But just to show you as well, look, Monday nights they've got live flamenco music. Not traditional to Mallorca, but just a little bit of entertainment over here in Pagera, and I would recommend also booking a table for that too. Okay, so running down along the side here, we've got a few more restaurants. I've got one more Spanish restaurant to show you that does do local food. We're going to take a quick look there before we're heading on down to Torre Beach. And I'm outside the Finca Mallorquin, which is not open today. Well, that is a shame. I mean, maybe this just opens on the evening, but who knows, who knows. So as we approach Gran Torre Beach with the lovely views here, we're right outside of another Italian restaurant. I think it's the Osteria Italiana. They have a menu del dia, look, between 1 and 4 o'clock, and unfortunately it's also Italian food. I mean, it's great that they do have a menu del dia. It's for €15. You get a starter and a main course, something like a salad or aubergines with cheese or spaghetti, but that's one more to add to the list. So I can pretty much guarantee that any of these restaurants right here on the seafront are not going to be doing the menu del dias. This is kind of like a prime location over here in Pagera. They'll be charging the full whack for a meal, and this is why. It's because of the absolutely stunning sea views that you're going to get from these restaurants. As you can see here, got another restaurant here doing pizzas, and this does look like touristy paella. It looks like kind of like a brand of paella. I've seen these boards out in front of other restaurants in the resort. Not quite sure how good they are, but one thing's for sure, you're going to get some really good views. Okay, so we're just heading on into the direction of Torre Beach. If you want to find more about this area, then like I said, check the description text below. Just walk along the beachfront. But before we head on, I'm just going to quickly come up the steps here, because I think I found one of the best bargains today. You're going to get here a menu del dia and sea views too. Look, I'm hoping it's going to be in Spanish on the other side. Let's have a look. I'm outside Pacific Bay. These are your views. But from what I can see, look, you've got a menu del dia here, starter, main course and dessert for €15. Let's have a look around the back. And it's not in Spanish. And I use the old Google Translate app there to show you that, well, you get kind of a bit of a mix of touristy food there, but at least it's a menu del dia. Anyway, let's head along. We've just come back round to Playa Romana. Okay, so I think we can pretty much say that the menu del dia has died a death over here in Paguera, and I'm pretty sure it's the case in many of the other resorts, particularly in the southwest. I'm going to check out some of the other resorts as well. Let's see if we can still get good value over here in Mallorca this summer. But one thing's for sure, like I said, you are going to find many menu del dias over in Palma capital. So if you are over there on a day trip, then definitely try the food there. It's going to be a little bit less touristy. Anyway, I'd love to know your comments about this video. I'd love to hear from you. Let me know what you think below. In the meantime, I'll drop a couple of videos appearing both here and here on YouTube. You can also find me in the Facebook group and on my Instagram, also called Mallorca Under the Sun. And I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Goodbye for now.